Hello and welcome back to Starfish Point. My name's Nedman, I'm the founder of Nedman Industries, and in this series we are building on my custom map with an unlimited budget to build the city of our dreams. As you can see below, I'm building a city that I like the look of, and I'm adding a few details here and there. I think we're on episode 23 by now, so this is kind of what we've come up with in those episodes. Lots of building, lots of detailing, lots of various small bits that take up a lot of time, hence why we're on 23 with not a huge city. But yeah, as you can see, we've got this wonderful white sand beach, kind of nice hotel resort kind of section down here by the beach, kind of a midtown, downtown, over by the central highway interchange, and then our port transport hub just over there to our left. Got a nice central train line that cuts through the middle, linking up to various different train stations. And then as we move upwards, up towards the river that's flowing through the town, you'll see that we built the nice Shard Arena, which we kind of worked on that sort of area in the last episode. So if you want to figure out how we built all of this, then make sure to watch the previous episode. Got a couple of nice streams that go through. And then we've got this absolutely stunning waterfall area that's coming into view with our highway interchange over in the top left distance. So we've definitely made a lot of progress. I think the city is looking fantastic. I think it looks really, really nice, especially this section here with the waterfalls. I'm really, really happy with how that kind of turned out. It's all really nice. And then we've got that little castle, ruined castle, over in the river there. So yeah, all is really good. So let's discuss this episode then. So in today's video we're going to work on this section here. I know that we do need to do this episode, but this is going to take a lot of time because I've got a plan to do something here, and to be honest I don't have the time to do that one just yet, well today, so maybe tomorrow. So we're going to do this section here. I did initially plan to kind of have this as fields or whatever. I think just branching out the low density housing will give us a nicer kind of view. So if we were to zoom out, having the houses placed down there, it just kind of gives the city a little bit more depth and kind of adds a bit more size to it instead of the houses just randomly stopping. So that's kind of the plan. Build a few low density houses and a few more stuff in this section here. So in a bizarre turn of events, the way that I'm going to start off this area is by placing a supermarket near to this main highway route, because it kind of just makes sense to have some sort of shopping close to the main access roads. So that's decent enough. So what I want to do from there is I actually want to bring a road that runs alongside the back here, and I want to try and bring the road down and connect it. But before I do that, I want a petrol station kind of along the road here. So I don't want it facing onto the road. I want it kind of at an angle like this so that you can see it from the road, but you have to come into the retail park to actually access it and get into it, if you know what I mean. So have that like that at that angle. Bring that road out here. Hopefully now we can probably connect that up just like so. Okay, and then we've got a not very nice looking petrol station next to a average looking superstore. We also want a couple more things here, a couple more kind of retail-y sort of stuff. Just along the edge, something like the food station, just to draw a few more customers in as such, and something that you would kind of have alongside the main highway. So if we grab you, look at trying to pop the food station. We want it kind of on. That could be fine actually, because if we bring that road up to here, then that's got some sort of a double connection. We could bring that across to here, but do we want to do that? maybe we do want to do that. Maybe we could leave that like that. It's possible. And then, to be honest with you, we could just do this. We'll bring that out here. Bring that across here to make another somewhat junction. Come on, get in there. Come on, give me that. Give me that. 90 degree 180. There we go. That's not right though, is it? Damn it, all of that faff for it to be slightly wrong. There we go, that's better. Okay. Just trying to build like a hub for people to come and do their shopping for this sort of district. Once I do that, then I can start picking the houses that kind of fit the same theme as this sort of area, if you know what I mean. Okay, so it's not uncommon to have multiple fuel stations in close proximity. So, and this one kind of looks relatively nice. If we just adjust the colour slightly of the roof, maybe to something more bland and boring, that could actually work out relatively well. And if we just try and get some sort of connection here, like that, that is starting to look more like services style-ish, kind of. Not really, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Trust the process. Trust the process. Fine, that's okay. So I'm just working on trying to decorate this centre bit that we've got here, just with a few various little things. Just trying to kind of make it blend in a little bit, but whether or not it will look alright is a different question. I'm not sure about this wall. I feel like I probably could have picked a better wall than that, but to be honest, actually no, it looks alright to be fair. I like that, I don't mind that at all. That's not bad. So that fills in that centre bit anyway. Around here, this is quite a rural sort of location, so I'm gonna fill in like the gaps with, once again, the infamous riverbed thick. All of this section here is going to be basically the spare gaps. It's going to be riverbed thick like this, and then what we'll do is we'll fill in the uglier looking gaps with some trees and stuff like that, just to blend it in. So we'll start off by picking said trees. I can hear a dog barking. Just place some of these trees in around sort of area that we are looking at filling in, especially this corner here, because it's kind of a dead end into nothing, isn't it, really? Then we've got this little section behind this larger petrol station that needs to be filled in. Just a couple bits like that, and then next to this small rural firehouse that we've placed in here, because there's going to be fire problems and we ideally want that next to the highway so it can just shoot down the road to anywhere. And then around in this portion here, we're just going to fill it in with trees because we're not going to build anything further up this road. Just have all of this covered in and blended in with just a few trees, and that should make that look a little bit nicer than it did before. Okay, better. I'm undecided about here yet, so we're going to leave that exposed. We could probably do with a couple just on the edge here. Maybe running alongside the back over there as well. We had a little bit of gap between them, and then do the same. Just run it alongside here, and then we'll start to fill in these gaps that we've got spare to hopefully make it look a little bit nicer, because it's already looking better with those trees. Okay, good. That looks much better. We've just added a bit of parking in between there. We've added a small little post office as well, just so that we have a little bit of mail coverage down here. But that just kind of kind of symbolises a bit of the border of the city as such, which I think kind of makes sense because we're on the main highway route that goes all the way out there, all the way out there, and all the way out the city. And on your way out or on your way in, you'll probably want to stop for some fuel or a bite to eat or grab some groceries, and I think that kind of makes sense. So yeah, I'm happy with that for now. So we need to work on this area, putting down some residential, putting down some maybe schools, etc., just to provide us the appropriate coverage that we need for these residential areas. So the first building that I'm going for is going to be an elementary school because we are lacking a lot of capacity, and we're going to try and upgrade this as much as we kind of can, which will eat into a lot of the parking lot spaces. That's an annex building, an extra school extension, which to be honest with you we might actually use. Where we're going to use it though is a different question. We could put it onto the side, or we could have it on the back. Not quite sure, or we could leave it like that, which could somewhat make a little bit more sense. Let's leave it like that for now and start just putting down a couple of roads around it, and then we'll go from there because we also need a high school as well, because we're lacking sort of capacity for that as well. So what I might do is just build a road out like this, like that, and have a look at the high schools and put a high school around that sort of area. We've got a small high school here. What other ones do we have? That one, it's a bit unique. UK secondary school. Ooh, that one's huge. That is massive. What does that actually look like though? I mean, it is cool. Is it a bit too big? Is it a bit too big? What are the upgrades to it? And all of the upgrades are near enough external. Well, I say all of them, half of them. I don't think that's the right one for us in this small little neighbourhood, so I think we'll scrap that one and keep on looking through to see if we can find a nice looking high school. We've already got that one. Doesn't really fit the theme without here either. Might be the case that we have to use this one, which to be honest is not a massive problem at all. But where do I want it? Do I want it over here or do I prefer it here? Let's put it here. Okay, we can upgrade it with a high school park. Ooh, okay, interesting. Let's think about this then, because we could actually do with this. We could pop that out here. Maybe around there. That looks quite nice. A nice building. Does it fit the theme? Don't know. So I'm trying to just kind of get an initial layout with kind of what we've got at the minute. So we've added the high school park, connected these roads up slightly to the outer perimeter. What was this then? That was an extension wing, which we can just place potentially onto maybe this corner here. That kind of fits in there. Do we want another one just here as well, just to kind of keep it symmetrical as such? Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see an issue with that at all if we just brought that out and made it in line. It should be relatively decent, if you ask me. Like that, and then if we draw that corner out just like that, that should be a pretty decent sized high school, if you ask me. What is the capacity on that? Only 600 though, not that big. I might see if we can fit a couple of parking spaces within here. The 2 there means we must be able to fit 2 in there, right? Pull that over and have 1 either side. that. And then what we'll do is we'll fill in the gaps with our tree theme that we've got going on, which is like this, and we'll do the same just over here as well. That's going completely wrong. Why are you going completely wrong? This one seems to not be as far over as the other. But they seem to be pretty closed off, but this one's not. What have we done differently? Maybe we can just pull this back slightly and it will cover off the whole thing. Yeah, perfect. It'll be alright. Get rid of those trees. Get rid of those trees. Let's just have a look. Looks better. Let's just think about this gap that we've got here, which is going to be some smaller trees, just like that. That's a much nicer height of trees. Perfect. That looks so much better now, doesn't it? That's much better, much better. Right, so we got high school, elementary school. That's good. Should we have another road that comes out here? Question is, do we want it to be an actual road like this, or do we want it to be a potential two-lane, an alley? I think this is fine actually. If we just grab that, draw that across, and maybe pop an end there. I think that looks better. And then we can always use an alley to box off the back here, like so. It is slightly dodgy terrain-wise though over here, isn't it? Slightly dodgy. So we're just messing around with the terrain a little bit to try and get some sort of an idea together of how we're gonna play it, because it's gonna be quite difficult to blend this sort of terrain in. Just gonna see what we can kind of come up with. Maybe have that just out a little bit more. Curve it there, and then we can bring that one out just like that. It's going to be difficult. And then what we want to do is try and slope from here up there, like that. And we want this path to reach down and connect to our lovely street that we've got here. Interesting. Right, now, you probably have no idea what I'm doing, do you? But hey ho, I will try to show you what we're doing. We kind of want this to be, well, it's going to be quite a nice sort of viewing area onto the old castle. So we're going to drop this down, so we've got a key wall here, and then it's going to be a nice little viewing area onto that old style castle that we've got. So what we need to do now that we've got that keyed up is pick the height that is correct for there. See if we can smooth that out alongside here. Create ourselves a nice little even surface down at the bottom here, all the way around, and then hopefully we'll have some sort of idea and plan of what we're going to do with this section down here. Okay, we're getting there. It looks alright at the minute. Certain parts of it look a bit bizarre from certain angles because of the textures not loading in, and obviously at the top here it looks a bit strange as well. But you've kind of got an idea that that's higher up, and then you can come here and you can have a stunning look. We'll fix this, but you can have a stunning look of our nice old castle that we used to have here. I think that looks quite cool. We might even just keep this height all the way around just to keep the effect going. But what I also would like to do is have this to somehow connect downwards, basically into the lower portion as well, but without it looking too strange, if you know what I mean. Because it does look strange at the angles that we're trying to do this at. So, yes. Something like... how does that look? I mean, technically speaking, it does work. Let's just see how it actually looks end product wise. I mean, not ideal, really, to be honest. Not ideal. What about that? That could potentially work, right? That could work. We just upgrade... I can't even find the right section. This bit. That be okay? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know at all. This is tough, this is tough. Or do we even need that connection there, is the question. But we'll keep it for the time being and then sort it out. So I'm just working on decorating, placing trees down on the little land between the river and the castle area, because we don't want to build anything around there, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of debating whether we place trees down here or not along this section, because it might ruin the view unless we keep them trees that of a reasonable height. It should be alright, and then it might also cover off the texture glitch that you kind of get when you're zoomed out, as you can see. So it might give us a little bit of cover from that little glitch as well. So we're gonna tree round the edge, and then we'll see how it looks afterwards and see if we're okay with it. I think that looks pretty fabulous, if you ask me, because it covers up the texture glitch and it just adds a lovely aesthetic to it. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really nice. That is nice, nice, nice. Look at these houses as well. What a lovely place to live. Yeah, happy with that. And then we've still got that connection that slopes down there as well, which is awesome. That is pretty. Good. Right, we need to actually build where we're meant to be building, so I get distracted by side projects. I do this every time. Okay, good. So I've done treeing off all of the kind of perimeter area for now, and I think it looks pretty good. We need to start focusing on up here then. So we'll start from this edge closest to us, and we just want to fill in the gaps that we've kind of created while trying to sort out the terrain. So these gaps closest to the pathways, because now that we've done that, we can fill this in, and the mess that's down below is now covered off by some of the trees, so it looks a lot neater up here. Go just like that, and we'll basically just flow that nicely all the way around with some random trees that will pop up here and there, but no problem at all. I don't think it's as even over at this end anyway. I think it's a bit skew-if. Yeah, as you can clearly see, but that's fine. And then let's just clear off the trees that have appeared out of the floor, like you and you and you. And then one more. Oh, okay, let's see if we can cover off a couple of these though, because that is utters. There we go. You'll never know that it's there, everybody. See? Trees for the win. Now it looks neat down at the bottom and it looks neat at the top. Who would have guessed? Fantastic. So this secondary path that we've created, this area is going to be greened off as a park sort of area. I'm trying to think whether I will be able to just go over this surface. Oh, we will. That's a life changer. Saves us having to draw back all of our old surface and then place a new one. So we can just simply green off this nice little viewing platform area, which is fantastic. Because I don't really want to go around and have to draw it all back and then replace it, etc. So fingers crossed this should work an absolute treat. This area will be suitably greened off to look more manicured parky sort of area, like so, which it does, which is fab. And then decorate it with a couple of pathways to link up. So we want to change you, and we want to change all of you actually, correct path, and then we want to just draw on a couple of other connections, like so, like so. We'll have you go across over there, and then this one can go across just like that. Is that going to create an issue? It looks like it is, but we might just roll with it for the time being and just create a little connection. Come on, come on. That'll do. That'll do. Alright, now that's pathwayed out a little bit better for ease of access. Fantastic. Good. Right, next plan is we need a couple of little things here and there on the edge. So stuff like this would be cool. Maybe this one's probably more traditional. How do you look, or are you too big? Maybe having that a little bit further back and then having some of our traditional benches maybe a little bit further away, like that, because this is going to be one hell of a place to sit and eat your lunch, I can tell you for free. If you want to take a girl on a date, this is where you're going. Or a boy, if you want to take a boy on a date. If it's me, I'm going to have a great time because I love a good view. And a castle. This is like the best place for me ever. Fantastic. That's a nice little area. Maybe a couple of very small bushes and a couple of bins as well, because you know what people are like. If you don't put a bin, they'll just leave it on the floor. Don't want them to leave it on the floor. Right, a couple of small manicured bushes, please. Like this. In the middle. Splendid! That looks fantastic. That's a nice little edge right there. I really like that. That's cool. So if you've ever been to anywhere like that's got like a historical castle or something old with a nice viewpoint, you'll know that they kind of keep it really well maintained. So quite often with some nice bushes and hedges and stuff like that. So that's why we're going to start to hedge off the edge of this to make it look really nice and well maintained. So that's the kind of theme that we're going for. Ooh, that's right. Not right at all, my friend. Bit of terrain work, did you say? Let's see if this will fix you. And then let's go back here and see. I don't want a wall. Where are you? There you are. Perfect. Okay, that's the outside perimeter there done. Let's just do a little bit more here and there. Good. And what we might do is we'll close off this one. We still want it to click together. You know what? No, we don't. Oh no! Yes, success. We'll do the same here. Oh, it's the terrain is playing with me now. Doesn't want me to succeed, but what do we say to people that don't want you to succeed? Actually, I can't say that because this is a family-friendly channel. Right, let's finish off these hedges, and hopefully this will start to look the part soon. Bang. Fantastic. So in this little section here, what I wanted to do, the reason that I left this little bit blank was I want to do a little footpath through the middle, just like that. And then we want a few props, benches, etc. around said little footpath. Maybe a fountain here as well. Maybe that's a little bit too big. Is there any smaller ones? Maybe a little bit too small. Maybe just that. Or do we want something like that? Oh, harder to decide. I think that looks okay. Yeah, I think that looks alright. Bring it out a little bit. I wonder if we can draw some nicer looking net lanes potentially. Can we just grab that? Put that around just that block. Oh yeah, you can. Look at that. Look at that. I don't think that actually, like, that texture fits well at all. Oh no, is that even going to destroy? Oh no, disaster. What are you? What are you? Why won't you die? Oh no, we might have a problem here. Houston, we have a problem. So we do in fact have a problem, so I'm embracing this new look that we have up here. And we're just going to put some nice little benches around this area as well. It's just a nice place to come and sit and chill. Maybe a couple of... where are ya? Want some like tables like these potentially scattered around the fountain as well. Just a kind of nice little seating area up at the top. And then we want a small little hut where you can get some food from should you desire. Maybe there. Yeah, then you get a bit of snacks from there, sit by the fountain, have a really nice lunch with your family or friends or partners or pets, whatever you want. The world is your oyster. And then we're just going to finish this bit off with a little bit of hedge, like that. That looks fantastic. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I would love to go there. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. I had no idea that we were going to build this, by the way. This is all like just impromptu winging it. Not going to lie. I might try if I can just flatten this bit slightly without losing too much hedge. Oh, it's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult. They don't want me to succeed. I mean, if we're going to have to wait up, it's going to have to be the hedge we're going to have to pick. And we might add a very small amount of trees here. Nothing crazy like we normally do, just a very small amount of trees. And there you have your trees. Fantastic. That looks cool. I think that looks great. Wonderful. Brilliant. Fantastic. Now with this area here, there's no point in having a attraction if you can't park at said attraction. So we're going to put a couple of parking spaces just along here. Like that. And then like that. That's somewhat even enough. Goes a little bit strange here, doesn't it? Can we bring that up any more? Not really. So if we moved these over, let's grab a road and place the road down so that we know roughly where it's going. And let's just get rid of you and you. And we'll place our parking actually roadside this time. One there, one there. See if we can connect this road up to here, which we can. Do we want that to be a concrete road though? Probably, yeah. Yeah. There we have a little bit of parking. Good. Fantastic. There we have that. A nice little restaurant along with the elevated car park, and then a few trees to kind of block it into that sort of corner there. I think that looks really, really nice now. I think that's spot on. My actual intention was to build some houses up here, and now I've just spent an hour or more trying to get this right. So yeah, efficient use of my time, but let's continue on and see what progress we can make up here. We need to make up some lost time. So I'm going for kind of UK style houses up in this section up here. I just kind of think it fits the theme up here a little bit more, and it just changes it a little bit because we've got a lot of different types of houses throughout the city, and it kind of just adding a small change up in this unique sector up here. It would just be nice to have, to be honest. So just adding a few different style of houses here and there certainly will hopefully make a bit of a positive difference. Try to think, a couple of houses along here along the main drag like that. Got some in there. Then we need to build some roads out here and start decorating those. Obviously it looks a little bit weird at the moment, but once we start to properly detail it a little bit more, it will start to look a little bit better. So let's just grab a couple of these, do a couple of rows like this, maybe connect that back up here, then bring a road out there, just like that. Do we want to connect that up? Probably not, to be honest, but we're going to do it anyway because we don't care about the rules. Just a few more houses there, and then we'll fill in these gaps with some various different types of UK style houses that we can get our hands on. We're not going for anything in particular, just a few unique style houses. Just want to find the slots where they fit best is the hardest thing, really. You can probably go there. We want it to face that way. Fine, good, better. And we'll just keep going through and eventually fill in all these gaps. This is one side of the road done. We just need to connect a few footpaths up to various places, just so that they look or can access this perimeter walk, because I'd be really annoyed if I lived here and then couldn't actually access the nice walk that we've got here. So we'll add a few little connections in, not too many. That is definitely not ideal. Yeah, just a few connections here and there. Just one like that, good. Any big gaps that we sort of see, we'll pop a connection in like here. Nice little slot for a pathway that connects up anyway. We can have one that just runs through the middle to here, then curves around to there, good. And then any more footpath places for us here. Potentially one to there. Can we fit you through here, sir? Yeah, of course. And in here. Good. A few footpaths here and there, nothing too crazy. Just to link up these areas just that little bit better, save citizens walking the long way around. Good. I've got a choice of either filling with trees or doing this section first. I don't know. I think I might fill it with trees because then I don't have to do all of this with trees. I can kind of break it up a little bit. Okay, trees are now complete, and as you can see, the trees make a huge difference here. Absolutely massive difference. So this looks quite nice now, in my opinion. I think this looks pretty decent. That sort of area just there, very nice. We need to fill out this top bit as well. This is a long old video, but we'll try and just complete this top bit, and then we should be all good to rock and roll. What we don't have yet in a city is a graveyard, and I think that would be quite a nice sort of thing. Well, define nice sort of thing, but it would be something that you would find in this sort of area. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for a graveyard, and I'm going to place one down and see whether it will fit the theme or not. If we just whack that down, maybe right as far as it will go, about there. Yeah, I think that will fit the theme, to be honest. Can we add anything else? A temple? Not really, don't really want a temple. I mean, these are all kind of outside things that I don't really have the space for, so we're just going to have a basic graveyard. And yeah, a basic graveyard, I think that'll be fine. We need a little road that goes here. And then if we can, we want to have it go into this junction there. Yes. That's fine, I think. We need a few buildings along here. We might go for a few commercial just along here. And go from there. What about mixed? Any sort of mixed commercial, please? Anything? Nothing? Okay, we'll try in a second. Okay, we've got a few shops along the main avenue there, just kind of closing off that area a little bit. I think they look quite nice. I don't see a problem with them, so we'll keep them for now. And there we have it. Our work here is complete. So once again, for your closing cinematic, you'll see what we've built today. So to begin with, arguably my favourite part of this build will be the castle ruins surrounded by the moat slash lake slash river, whatever you want to call it. We've added in this nice raised park viewing platform sort of area, which you can park up your cars, have a little walk around, sit on the benches provided, and just soak in the views upon views. It is fantastic, I really like it. And then we come on over, we've kind of gone for kind of UK style houses, which I think kind of fit in with the area, to be honest with you. We've got a elementary school with a couple of upgrades on it. We've got the train line on the far left, as you can see, which is raised now with a quay, and the main road going through the centre. Plenty of different varieties of houses, different sizes, some are detached, semi-detached, there's terraced housing as well, and then we've got this large sort of high school in the centre with a nice little sports arena. Now that I think about it, maybe that should have been the UK secondary school rather than this American football pitch in the middle of a UK style housing estate. But whatever. Then we got the graveyard, which again looks quite nice, our first of the city. A couple of stores, shops on the main avenue below, as you can see. And then in the distance we've got our kind of service station, stop off area, that sort of thing, which I'll just show you a bit of a closer look at as well. So these are the storefronts, you can quite see it from the cinematic, but they look nice just placed alongside the main avenue. And then over here is our service station supermarket sort of area here as well. So all looks rather nice, and the car park's getting filled up as well, which is good. So that looks really nice, I'm happy with that. And the reason I wanted to do it, because if you look all the way from over here, it seems like the city kind of just goes on, it doesn't just stop. It makes it feel a lot bigger and a lot more of use. And it kind of completes this area as well, because it was just empty space, but now we've kind of added this over here. I think that looks really nice. I'd actually come on holiday here myself, to be honest. Fantastic bit of work there, fantastic. Anyway, if you like the video, then please like the video. If you want to subscribe and see more, then please feel free to subscribe. These videos do take a lot of time, so if you show some support, I really appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Good night.